Welcome to this short flow class. My name is Roseanne. I'll be your guide today. For today's class, we'll be on the knees a fair bit and on our bellies a fair bit off of the tailbone for those that have a tender tailbone. So we'll start in tabletop and just lift one hand off the earth and then the other. Just let yourself palm the earth with the hands. Turn the fingertips the outside edges of the room, maybe even back toward you, back toward the sides of the room, forward again. Turn them inward if you can, back to the front, sides, and toward your body. Tuck your toes if you haven't already, and lean or rock forward and back. Your palms might come off the earth. You might feel a stretch in through the forearms. And if you're able to here, you can have your seat come to your heels, interlock the fingers and roll through the wrists. Come up onto those shins, arms sweep up, and bring the hands to heart center. With your body here as a unit, and you can outstretch the arms if you wish. See if you can keep the body integrated and lean back and come forward. Lean back and come forward. Activate the fronts of the legs. Just a few more. Last one, lean back and come forward. Arms reach overhead, palms still together. Bring the thumbs to the nape of the neck. Then peel the arms open behind you. And then land the hands once more and round through the spine. And arch. Round. And arch. As you do this, allow yourself to breathe wide. There's a slight pulling in of the inner thighs. It's up and in sense through the pelvic floor. One more time, round. And rock in the rounded position, forward and back. And then pause. And this can be quite challenging. You might just stay here, or you might allow the chest to come down in this little protraction and retraction of the shoulder blades. So allow the chest to kind of come toward the earth. This will be challenging with the rounded position, and press away. This isn't really a beginner thing, it's something from Pilates. One more time, dip the chest a little bit and press the earth away, and then roll up through the spine. Again, the arms this time reach behind the body to any degree. Maybe you bring them to the small of the back. Inhale. Exhale, so the tongue out. And then hands come down as we lift the knees off the earth, hips up and back, downward facing dog, pedal the feet. Bend the knees in this crouch position, and then bring the body forward. Bend the knees, crouch, body comes forward. So if you like this, you could also stay in a static plank on the knees. One more time, come through. And this time we will all over the knees if you haven't yet. Broaden across the clavicles, bring the chest through the arms. Belly button pulls, draws up and in a little bit. And tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. That right leg will come into this, rise up into the sky. Pull it through to meet the hands. Lower the back shin, roll up through the spine. Rotate toward the lead leg. And come back through center, arms reach, other way. Stay there. Left fingertips toward the shin as you reach through that right arm. And then frame the front foot and step forward. Hand positions halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees, sink into chair. Arms might sweep by the sides of the ears and press your way up to stand. Arms at your sides. Arms circle overhead, reach. Pour yourself forward. Bend your knees as much as you need here. Hand positions halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold and step back with that right foot this time. Shin comes down, arms reach up. And rotate toward lead leg. And come back to center. And opposite side. And then from here, that left arm will reach up to the sky as the right fingertips go toward the shin. And hands frame the front foot, step forward again. Hand positions halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, and this time, you could do what we did before, or with knees bent or not, slowly after the inhale, peel the spine up or roll up through the spine and see if you can keep the hips in line with the heels a little more than we usually do. Slowly, more like a Pilates roll up here to help finish warming the spine. Arms reach up. And let's drop the chin. Start to round through the upper back, mid back, lower back. Again, knees can be really bent, trying to keep the hips and heels in alignment. Inhale here at the bottom, halfway lift. And exhale to fold and plant those hands and step back into plank. Again, those knees could come down here and you could lower all the way to the earth. Come onto the forearms and Sphinx. Inhale. Stick out the tongue. Exhale to lower, slide the hands in so that you can press your hips up and back for downward facing dog. That right leg will rise. Pull the foot through, plant it, and shorten your stance for warrior one as you roll up through the spine. Lengthen lead leg and pour yourself forward. That right hip pulls back slightly, left hip forward. Lengthen through the crown. And rotate toward the right leg. Those inner thighs pull toward each other a little bit. Outer thighs again. And then the hand comes down. That right hand comes down. You might need to heel toe the back foot a little bit further away. And from here, that left hand will slide along the right arm as you lift up partway into your triangle by lengthening the lead leg and extending through the spine. Bend lead leg, sweep that right arm up. And then frame the front foot and step back into that plank. Again, knees could be down. Come forward slightly with the body. Lower down to your version of Chaturanga. Come into your version of Sphinx, Cobra, upward facing dog. And exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Left leg rises. Pull it through to meet the hands. Shorter stance as you engage through your center to roll up through the spine and the arms will reach. Warrior one. Lengthen lead leg, inhale. Exhale, fold into your forward folding triangle. And again, slight hug in of the outer thighs and up and back with the inner thighs. Lengthen through the crown, inhale. Exhale to rotate toward lead leg. And then that left hand will come to the inseam of the lead leg as you back up that rear foot and slide the right hand along the left arm to open up some hips back in space. Bend lead knee as you sweep the left arm up this time. Exalted. And frame the front foot again and step back into plank. But this time, pike the hips. Press evenly into the hands and then roll forward with the spine into plank. Or pike those hips, press them back. And forward. If this doesn't work for you, you could have the knees down and then move into a down dog. Roll forward, come onto the knees, come into a down dog. Wherever you are, do one more. So pike the hips or down dog is where I'll land. Give you a moment. And let's take that right hand and cross it over to the left shin. And then bend that left knee as you open up toward, rotate toward the right. So that left knee hovers, opened toward right. And then come back into the down dog with the right hand on the shin. Bend that left knee, rotate right with the torso, and then lengthen and touch left leg. Again. The last time, open, and then plant that right hand and allow the left knee to come down. Rock forward and back on the back leg. Find your hands directly underneath the shoulder and lift that right leg up. If you wish, you can add the arm, extend, and then curl elbow to knee, knee to elbow. So left arm and right leg, and curl. One more curl. Lengthen, plant that left hand, and bring that right leg through. Tuck the back toes and come up into a runner's lunge. One more inhale, and exhale, hands frame the front foot as you step back again into that plank. And let's pike the hips and roll forward into a plank. Knees could come down. Pike the hips or turn this into a down dog. And roll forward. So lots of the shoulders here today. The last time, pike. Find your down dog and take that left hand across to the right shin. Bend right knee as you rotate left. And then return to the rotation with the left hand across to the right shin. Again, open and cross. Could always just stay in the down dog, open, cross. Last time, open. Take that left hand back down to the earth, plant it, and allow that right knee to descend to the ground. Rock forward and back on the left forefoot. Pause, find your position, really press the earth away here so that your head also is in alignment, your ear is in alignment with your shoulders. Lift that left leg off, maybe not. Extend the right arm, inhale. Exhale to curl, knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Lengthen, curl, lengthen. Two more. Last one, curl, lengthen. Right hand plants if it hasn't already. As you bend left knee, pull the leg through. Torso will lift here as we tuck the back toes and lift the back knee off for our runner's lunge. More inhale and exhale to frame front foot. Step back again into any version of plank unless you want to skip it. Take your chaturanga. Take your up dog. And final down dog. Right leg will rise. Pull it through to meet the hands and allow the shin to drape and to come down into pigeon if you wish. If it's in your practice, could also allow right hip to come to the earth. Adjust the legs to turn it into deer. If you're in pigeon, that left leg is long, right directly out of the hip socket. Press front shin into the earth to protect you. You could stay nice and tall here for a moment. You can clasp back ankle. Let the back ankle go. Take that left arm up if you'd like a rotation and thread it underneath the right arm and pull that, this will sound a little strange, but pull that left shoulder back toward itself a little. And you don't have to do the rotation, could stay tall as well. Won't be her long in this shorter, trying to keep it shorter, flow class. Take another inhale and exhale to start to lift out of it. Hands plant as you tuck back toes. And then lift that right leg high and just stack the hips open to the right. And then feet plant side by each to lift that left leg up. Pull it through to drape the shin for the other side. Stay tall to experience this, even if you do plan to go down. Hips face as best we can the short edge of the mat here. As we take the back ankle, if it's available, just for a little bit in the quad. More inhale and exhale to let that shin come down. Could stay midline right here. Or take that right arm, open it up, and then thread it underneath the left arm. Or a rotated pigeon. One more wide inhale. And exhale to use that left hand to start to unravel. This time just slide left leg back, broaden across the heart. And take yourself into a child's pose. That doesn't serve you, could be on your back, hugging your knees in. If you're like I am here, you can interlace your fingers if you wish to close the circuit. And roll up through the spine. Hands plant as you take out one leg and then the other, and you might need to adjust your a little bit through the back of the legs, through the hamstrings here. As we lower the hips, only to come onto the forearms and lower down onto the back, or just come to seated. And then immediately, so we're not on the tailbone too long, lift the hips if you do choose to be on the back into bridge, because again, to work the back of the legs. Just for a moment. So we did that quad exercise earlier. And lower the hips. And we'll find from here your variation of savasana. So it could be seated, right? It could be that you're sitting on your bottom. Could be that you stay on your back and lengthen out the legs. Tune into the breath. Notice how this might impact thought or a lack of thought, or how what the mind does is reflected in the breath and vice versa. It's that interconnection. From here, if you're seated, you'll cross the right leg. If you're on your back, you'll hug it in and take it across the body for supine rotation. So again, if seated, that right leg could cross. You could take the rotation, rotate right with the torso. The legs go left. Return to the spine. Or just take the other leg across if you're in seated. Wherever you are, we're just looking for a rotation to reset the hips. If in seated, reach those arms overhead. If you're on your back, long body stretch, fingertips to toes. Until you're ready to roll into your favorite side. Just so that we can all meet in seated. Roll the shoulders. Drop the chin. Maybe look up. Drop the head. Roll it over to one side. Take your gaze the opposite way. And change. Back to center, reach arms up. And bring them through to heart. Thank you for practicing this short flow with me today. Sana. If you're looking for more flows, I've got some on my channel. Lots of great stuff on YouTube for us to access. Take care.